A North Carolina woman will now have to pay $1.75 million after jury found her liable for destroying a Durham couple's marriage. So some might ask what love's got to do with it. Well, the lawsuit filed in Durham County Court accused Brene Kennard, an influencer with nearly 3 million TikTok followers and 274,000 followers on Instagram, of seducing and having an affair with her manager. Well, the jury found Kennard liable for criminal conversation and alienation of affection. Let's talk about that now. Joining us now is Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. So, Khalif, when we talk about this, this is a serious matter here. North Carolina is one of the few states that still allows that alienation of affection lawsuit. So in simple terms, does the jury or judge have to be able to see, what specifically do they have to see to be able to say, you know what, we're going to rule in your favor?
I guess it's not just a secondhand emotion. I guess
like Tina Turner said, right?
So you're right. You've got a couple states that talk about this: North Carolina, Mississippi, South Dakota, New Mexico, Utah, and Hawaii. All the other states have either had this removed or never had it at all. It's been repealed. These are called these heart bomb laws, where you are breaking up the sanctity of marriage. That's the contract already between the spouses, and now you're coming in and you're interfering, interjecting, or interceding into their marriage. And because of that, that person now that feels like they've been wrong has a claim against you. This is based in tort law. And so you ask the question of what do they need to be able to prove? Genuine loving marriage. So first of all, there has to be a loving marriage. Guys can't be separated, can't be going through any type of divorce. That's going to be something that's key. Second, there needs to be some malicious or wrong act. You've done something, either slept with them, maybe attempted to, come on to them, something to do an overt offensive act to attack the marriage. And then there was a loss of affection. Now this person done something and they've made you, lose a genuine affection that you had for your other person. And then it caused some damage to the person that was harmed. So the wife in this situation, she has to have something physical that's triggered based off this. I just can't say you hurt my feelings.
Right.
It needs to be some emotional distress, something where I'm seeking treatment, some type of therapy. It has to manifestation into something larger than just, I don't like that you did that to me. How
much does somebody's social media and that persona deal with a case like this?
I think it plays a big part, and most of the time what type of money you can bring in takes into the account for what type of award that a person may be able to receive in the future, right? If I'm going to sue you, I don't want to sue someone that's making $10 an hour.
Right.
But if a person's bringing in, say, $30 million a year, or like these social media influencers that are bringing in millions, then yes, you now have an ability to pay if I get a judgment against you. So I think that portion's there, that they have now the means. But then if you have things that are online, now you have a lot that the plaintiffs can go and find. Hey, I said that I didn't break up their marriage. Well, they pulled a video out that said that you knew that you wronged them. That was something that her attorney used in the case against the person, saying, well, you talked about not knowing that this was something that was going to affect their marriage. Well, wait, here's this video where you said the complete opposite. How do you reconcile those two? So they can use your words against you. So that social media, while it has allowed you to become profitable, sometimes it may hurt you. But North Carolina is not new to this. We've had large sums of awards in the past, 5.9 million, 9 million, and then the largest ever, 30 million against a trucking company owner. And so there have been large awards with this in the past.
But it just, shows you in social media, there are receipts. You can show the footage, but it's also embarrassing because now you've kind of ignited something very personal that everybody can be able to see. Does that play into this $1.75 million?
Yeah, I think obviously this person has to be able to have legitimate damages, right? So part of the award was to their actual compensatory damages, but then you have a part of it was that's set aside for punitive damages. And when you're talking about the damages, this all comes down to the trier of fact being able to say, well, what number can you put on it? And her attorney hit it right on the head. She said, she used one of her social media posts, and the lady said, you know what? It was worth it. And so in closing, the attorney said, well, how much was it worth?
Wow.
Drop that on the jury for them to be able to say, well, you know what? I think it was worth $1 million. That's the type of language that you put your words out there, it can clearly be used against you.
$1.75 million, too. Khalif Rhodes, appreciate your insight. Thank you so much.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.